This is a video I don't think I would ever make. So, I was born a Catholic, believing in Jesus Christ most of my entire life. And if you read the title, I converted to Islam. So, after being Catholic, I then became somewhat of a Buddhist. I meditated and stuff, but I wasn't really like into the religion like as I am with this one. Joining this religion is like joining a big brotherhood slash sisterhood, a community of people who are motivated every single day to be good people because they are afraid of hellfire, of being judged by God. You may say that's too harsh. But they do what is needed, not what is wanted. And it's beautiful. A world without God is a scary one. So I've thought this through, researched so many religions, and many people have said that Islam is the last religion. I used to tease my Bangladesh friend named Ismail for being Muslim because me and my friends were just dumb kids back then. But he was teaching us things that we needed to know. I was overweight. Me and my friend were. Me and my other friend. We were overweight. He would make jokes about us being fat. And he would do that because he wanted us to get in shape, you know? He knows that we got fat because we couldn't control ourselves from eating. And greed is something that is not allowed in their culture. It should be controlled. Get the right amount, not enough, like not more than enough. He also did not ever, not once in his life, masturbate. And me and my friend thought that was completely crazy. We thought he was crazy for not fapping when he was born by his parents, telling him not to fap. I wish I was born. I'm not saying my parents were bad or anything, you know. But I'm saying I wish I was born with that parents where they talked to me and sat me down and told me that you will get sexual urges, but it's the devil. The devil's telling you that. You don't touch yourself because we all know the bad effects of pornography, and just masturbation gives us a false sense of that we achieved something, you know. You earned that good physique, you earned that money to get a girl, and now you're gonna impregnate her. That's what your mind thinks. But when it finds out that it's actually not true, you become depressed, numb, and keep on doing it over and over again. Christianity have normalized people to go to church, have hook up with random guys, cheat on their boyfriends, lie, steal, curse. They are not strict with their religion. They are not afraid. I'm not saying this is all, but this is my personal experience. and like in these Western countries, these guys are not scared of what's truly about to happen to them in the end life, and so they are not motivated to be good people every day. They smile, and when they go home they talk bad about you. I'd rather they talk bad about me in front, and in the back they talk to me bad too. Fine, at least I know. But being fake is another thing. Christianity and other Western religions are now modernized degeneracy. They say if you go random places, you ask them what's your religion, Christian, they're cursing. They're talking bad about another person. They're making fun of a person struggling. They're wearing the sign of the cross. They're showing their boobs. Now, I'm not saying every Christian has to be perfect. I'm not saying that. And then there's people who have the sign of the cross in them and they murder people, saying that they murder people in the name of God. I'm not saying that, all Muslims are good, all Christians are bad. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm trying to say is that the Christians need to higher their standards on how they follow things, because it's to the point where it's getting into a culture where it's getting modernized to where it's getting together with the new life, the new way of life, this technology, this degeneracy, hookups. Christianity used to be such a good thing before back then, and then it went up and up until it collided with the degenerate world. This is a lot of Western religions out there. This is one of the many reasons why I chose Islam. So while I was converting over there in the mosque, a sister told me that Islam had to do a lot with eating the right foods. It's more than believing in God. It's eating the right foods, doing the right habits, waking up early. And let me ask you, bro, what is that? Delayed gratification, self-improvement. What I've been teaching and what I've been talking about onto this channel and what personally helped me. I did not know about this before she told me. Delayed gratification, bro. And when she was talking, I felt warmness inside my heart. I felt like crying. And she said that if you truly have no distractions, nothing is holding you back, say the Shahada. And I said it without hesitation because I felt something in my heart that I've never felt before. This comfort, this sense of cleansingness, I never felt that in my life before. This clarity, brightness. It was crazy. It's not like, oh, I just ate like an entire cake. That's a different kind. That's like a dopamine rush and falls down. But this one's like, I've been living life the wrong way. you know? Self-improvement, that's what we've been doing in this channel, and what do you know? It's part of it too. Islam's part of it too. So when you serve God, right? When you serve God and you know everything that you do in the name of God, You become humble. You become humble. That's what something I struggled the most with, being humble, never listening to higher ups telling me what is right and what is better. For example, my dad, he's a former chef, I think like 30 or 20 years a chef, and he tells me some cooking tips for when I cook, and I never listen to him because I never want to stoop down low and listen to someone and get actually some advice from them. But when you are believing in God, you know that you need to work with people, help them out, and they'll help you. You become forever a student. You become humble, a never ending learning student of the world, of life, of the people around you, and God. Like I said, I was about to cry and my heart really felt warm. But I don't really cry outside, it's kind of this feeling inside I have in my body where I don't cry outside. I don't know. It's part of my social anxiety probably, like it I've learned my body to like not do some like show strong emotions outside. You know what I mean? So it's March 14th. I just converted yesterday, which was March 13th, 10 days before Ramadan. And yesterday, I just had a sudden feeling in my heart to convert, like God was calling me to the mosque. And what are the odds that I actually went to a mosque and converted 10 days before Ramadan? I did not know when was Ramadan. I did not know that. I genuinely did not know. I just had a sudden urge, a sudden feeling of a random feeling when I was studying multiple religions. Like these couple months I've been studying multiple religions, right? And this random day when I wasn't studying any religion, I just felt like going to a mosque and talking to someone. And then it all worked out where the sister said that if there's nothing holding you back, no distractions, say the Shahada now. If you truly believe it. And I did. That's a beautiful, amazing, crazy thing. And I'm happy I am here. I have millions of brothers, millions of sisters. Overall, I feel more at peace and more brighter as a person. I hope this isn't just something that I feel now because I just converted, woohoo. I hope this is something I feel for the rest of my life. More clarity than the darkness I lived back then, Because when you say the Shahada, you get a clean slate. You are a new person, new birth person. So yesterday I prayed 3 times because the two time the first 2 times I wasn't there and I didn't know how to pray. And I prayed once with one guy over there, prayed twice in my house, and praying 5 times a day. That's discipline. That's discipline right there. In self-improvement, we tell ourselves, meditate, meditate, because it makes you feel good. Well, excuse me. Well, this praying 5 times a day is like meditation to keep you humble, to keep you clear, to keep your head clear, to keep you grounded. Also mindful. Because when you are at the face of God and you are bowing down to Him, telling Him that He is the greatest, you do not want to do the bad habits, don't you? You don't want to make fun of a random person who's struggling. Sorry, the little power mode thing was there. Hold up. I had to move positions closer to a charger. But back to what I was saying, praying 5 times a day gives you discipline. It gives you mindfulness because you're not gonna do the bad habits if you're praying 5 times a day, knowing that your creator is watching you. Are you really gonna do the bad habits? Are you really gonna fap? Extra motivation. Best motivation. They told me that the devil talks to you in your head and wants you to be lazy and reject God. What do we call that? We call that our Jeffrey mind, our lizard brain, that voice inside our head that we do not listen to, we should not listen to. The voice in our head that tells us to relapse on nofap, to eat that cake. Well, God is watching you. You can't. And fear of God puts you in the right shape. The fear that God is watching you, your creator, that in the end, if you watch that porn video, if you eat that cake, if you be unkind to that person, it is one way ticket to hellfire. And Muslims do not delude themselves in saying, oh, it's not that serious. It is that serious. And they take it that serious. And that is what I respect about them. They take it seriously with their whole life. It's a beautiful thing. Because in this modern day, we have no discipline. In a world full of freedom, where they can do everything they want, they choose to be disciplined. Islam marriages are beautiful. It's one of the religions, it's actually the best religion I've seen. The best religion I've seen of a marriage. The man goes to the girl's father, they talk about her beautiful, radiant, feminine woman. And then a dude is a masculine guy on self-improvement. He's a millionaire. You know, he got financial freedom. He got the physique of a Greek god, of Achilles. He's rich. He's kind. He believes in God. And the woman is so supportive. She's not like other people where they say, oh, why am I cooking? You know, blah, 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 blah. Like, you're being like, dang. She doesn't question things because she knows. If you were born and raised into a family with a masculine father and a feminine mother, thank God for you. You're gonna have a beautiful relationship in the future. Nowadays, people just consider love as hookups. They get into dates so they can keep having sex with them. And sex isn't pleasure. Islam is based on stopping the bad pleasures, because we know that the devil is the one that wants us to do the bad pleasures because it feels good now, but it takes you away from God. That's instant gratification right there. Married couples nowadays are having threesomes, open relationships. That's crazy. Full of degeneracy. Relationships and couples are breaking down. I personally, myself, want to build up and get rich, compete with high class men who want to compete with me for the end goal of which woman we get to pick. If I stay a broke person with a bad physique, then I deserve the consequence of not having the most beautiful woman out there. But if I know that there are other men like me who want this, that there are, at the end of the finish line, there are a line of beautiful, radiant, feminine women. And the more I do things, the more I mess up my chances of actually getting one good one. I want to get rich, have a good body, get a beautiful, feminine, radiant woman, Muslim wife, where she supports me, where when we have problems, her family talks to her, my family talks to me, my family talks to her as well. We fix things instead of getting a divorce like everybody else. Get into a happy, reasonable, and logical relationship instead of rushing into one just because we want to have sex with that person. And do it all in the name of Allah. The world is crumbling, and I think the only thing that can genuinely save us is religion. A movement where people start taking accountability and action to what they want, and accountability for what they actually do. Because hard times create strong men create good times, and good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Converting to Islam made me a kinder person, or want to be a more kinder person to my parents, to my brother, because I've seen the sins that I've did in the past of treating them unkindly, talking behind people's backs. I don't want to do that anymore. God is watching me. He's always watching. Now, Kanye West said this quote. I'm not Christian, but it's a hell of a quote, and I'm gonna use it to end off this video. I fear God and no one else.